No one knows the body better than I. You can take that out of context right now. Hey internet, it's Jessica, and welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon Chevalier, or Rumpel's root, I guess. So in the last episode, we finally broke Rumpel's curse, and we learned his real name, which is Chevalier, and which is really nice. And he's kind of come around, and he's now with Lucette. Even though the whole age difference, I know Lucette's gonna turn 18, and it shouldn't be really a big deal. But it's just for me personally, because I'm thinking of my moral compass, and I'm thinking like she's still young, and I'm not saying like Chevalier is like a creep or anything. It's just the age difference that only bothers me. I know this is like back in the old times, so whatever. Anyway, now we learn that there's a siege on the castle, or more specifically, Mythos has taken the king and the family and kind of left the throne open. So let's see what's gonna happen now. Another long night. The two of us are on our way back to the Martian after visiting a clinic in town. We were there for hours, and it's a relief to be out in the open now, where I can feel the wind on my skin. Are you okay, princess? I know what you saw must have been difficult. I'm sorry. I couldn't shield you from the majority of it. I volunteered to help Chevalier in the clinic. Oh, that's why. I was like, what are they talking about? Okay, so they went to the clinic. Oh, dang. Oh, that's nice. Well, at least Lucette's coming to help. I volunteered to help Chevalier at the clinic part-time, but it is worse than I expected. Many of those soldiers have severe wounds. I had thought most of the injuries sustained by the knights during the upheaval were only minor, but I was wrong. Their injuries are much worse. Jesus, what did Mythos do? Princess? He reaches out and laces his finger through mine, then gives me a soft smile and he squeezes my hand. Are you okay? I'm fine. It has only been 1 day since the uprising at the palace. I had thought that there would be less blood. I was wrong. Is this what things were like after the Great War? I wasn't a fully certified doctor after the Great War, but I was an assistant. It was far worse than this, princess. Shit. We cannot have a repeat of the Great War. I do not know why Mythos would kill Sir Alcaster and take the throne without claiming the crown, but the witches already have a bad name, and he is making it worse. I cannot help but remember the wide smile Mythos gave me when I was still living in the palace. Every time I felt his eyes on me, I felt there was something strange about him. If I was like Lucette and that guy was like eyeing me all the time, I would assume he's a creep automatically, so, oh god. Just the fact that he's a witch and we already know the truth about through the other routes, it just makes it a lot worse. There was always a cloudiness in his eyes, something unreadable. He was excellent at his job, but always had an enigma outside of it. A sudden breeze chills my skin. Let's go back before you freeze out here. The two of us begin to walk our way back to the Martian. Thoughts of the palace, the king, and my stepfamily cloud my mind. Since I have been staying at the Martian, I have not seen Rod once. I was never sure if it was because he was ignoring me, or if it was because he only wanted to speak to Parfait. By the way, someone in the comments, I'll put your name on the screen right now. She is French, and she has gladly taught me how to say Parfait's name, pronounce it actually, because I've been saying it Parfait, but the thing is, like, there's no guide on this game, because other otomes, sometimes there's a guide that tell you how to pronounce names and stuff like that, but this visual novel doesn't have one, so I have no idea how to pronounce any of the names, so I've just been going off, like, what I think it sounds like, but she has told me it's pronounced Parfait, so no T at the end, and I'm assuming with Chevalier, there's no ER at the end, which I assumed at first when I was saying his name, so I will just correct myself right here. Regardless, I hope Rod and his family are okay. I would never wish this treatment upon anyone, not even the ones I hated. As we walk, I glance up at Chevalier, whose head is tilted skyward. I catch the glimmer of lights in his eyes and smile. Even just for a moment, I can forget about everything when I'm beside him. He has a way of taking the weight off my shoulders. But I am crown princess. I cannot let others carry my burden for me. I must find a way to protect the others, even if it means putting myself in danger or harming someone in order to protect someone else. That's not necessarily true, Lucette. Don't think like that. What do you think is the easiest and fastest way to kill someone? It's like, what the fuck? What? We were just walking throughout the night sky and you just straight up like, hey, how do you murder someone? Chevalier's body goes rigid beside me. He stops and stares at me, wide-eyed. I'm asking just in case I am in danger. I have never fought anyone before. I can retaliate, but I do not know how. I do not know how to actually harm anyone. That's right, because if we think about it, Karma was teaching her how to use a sword. So that makes sense. Ra didn't really do anything, but, you know, I don't know. To kill someone is to end a life. It's stealing away a life that others might love. You bear the burden of death for the rest of your life. I pull myself away from him. But Mythos is not an innocent man. Would you rather he kill the royal family instead? No, it's not that, princess. I know he must be stopped at any cost. It's just... I would never want you to have to kill someone. How would you know what it's like to kill someone? You have only helped people. Oh no, don't say that. You have only helped people, not hurt them. You saw the soldiers in the clinic today. You saw how close some of them are to death. Did you see the hollow look in their eyes? I have seen that look many times. It is the look of a man who clings desperately to life. Every life is precious. As a life is still alive, whether it's vile or not, it is a responsibility you still have to bear. I know how valuable and fragile lives are because I have helped so many people. We stand quiet for a few moments, facing each other. I know I'm at odds with Chevalier. He speaks the truth, but I also know that I speak my own version of the truth, too. The world is a place where only the strong survive. People are kind, but they will take advantage of those who are too caring. Bria told me that Chevalier was selfless, and he became selfish. She told me that he had never had anything because he gave everything to the others. His kindness has hurt others, and I fear that it has a likely chance to hurt him as well. What if his reluctance to hurt anyone causes him to be the one that is injured? Chevalier suddenly breaks the silence. Most people think that the easiest way to kill a person is to stab them through the heart. Those people would be wrong. He pulls his hand over his heart and stares dismissively down at the ground. He removes his hand briefly, but only reaches for mine. Oh, okay, what's happening? He takes my hand and settles it on his chest, slightly to the left. I can hear the beating of his heart beneath my palm. It is soft and gentle. What can you feel beside the beating of my heart? The ribs? Yes, in order to stab the heart, you would have to get through the ribs. That is why most soldiers in there who got stabbed in the chest are still alive. If you want to quickly kill someone, you have to stab somewhere where it would be difficult to stem the blood from the wound. Do you have any idea where that might be? The abdomen, the neck. I would assume the neck, right? Because, like, people get stabbed in the abdomen and they still live. Alright, the neck? The skin on the neck is thinner and then have a lot of blood flow underneath the skin, going right to your head. It would most likely be the easiest to slice or pierce something more vulnerable in the neck without running into too much resistance. Chevalier raises an eyebrow. Did you happen to pick that up around the clinic? No, I simply guessed. Then you might have a bright mind, princess. Chevalier moves my hand to the side of his neck. My fingers curl slightly when I feel his heartbeat reverberate beneath my fingers. This part is where you can find the jugular vein and the carotid artery. He runs my fingers down the length of it, and I shudder. A mischievous smile brightens his face. Not only does cutting at the neck stop the blood flow from going to the head, but it also makes it spurt. That's nice. I mean, that's a lovely image that you just painted for us. If both the vein and the artery are cut, it only takes minutes to bleed to death. Thus, one of the best ways to kill a person would be through the neck. Why are you telling me this now? I was just enlightening a new pupil about the anatomy lesson. You asked me a question and I responded as a teacher. Chevalier's fingers loosen on my hand and I grasp his hand tighter in response. Princess, I don't want to have to bear the burden of a murder. I promise that I'll protect you, so you don't have to defend yourself with violence. I can't use a sword or magic, and I don't even know how to fight, but I will always be there to protect you. I may not have the abundance of muscle beneath these sleeves, but I am a doctor. No one knows the body better than I. You can take that out of context right now. So though it may not be heroic, I know how to hurt a person. His sincere expression, though pain, tells me that he is telling the truth. I do not want Chevalier to hurt a person either. It would destroy everything that he has worked towards as a doctor. He has seen so much suffering, and yet always seemed untouched by it. I will do anything I can to protect his positivity. The Martian was quiet when we returned. Everyone had already disappeared into their rooms, so I went straight to mine. I also forced Chevalier back to his. He had been on his feet all day and he needed the rest. I plopped down onto the bed as soon as we returned home. I glanced briefly to my side where Chevalier's bouquet is still in his vase Parfait had given me. Who is it? Parfait. Come in. You've returned. Parfait looked a little paler than normal. I realized with a start that Chevalier did not tend to her at all today. Don't look at me like that, I'm fine. How were the soldiers at the clinic? Not good. Many of them had gravely wounded. Some said they remember magic, others say they do not remember anything at all. A shadow falls over Parfait's expression as she sighs. So the circumstances are dire than we thought. It is a good thing that Chevalier is there to lend a helping hand. Did you manage to come up with a plan? It's proven more difficult than we had anticipated. Delore and I are willing to put ourselves in danger, Waltz too, because he can use magic to a certain extent. The knights in Karma have their blades. But Chevalier, I do not want him involved in this, because you're worried about him. Of course I am. You've grown, Princess. You remind me of a younger Hildur. Ooh. Back then, Hildur was calm and resilient. One moment she could be smiling ear to ear, the next she could be strict and unmovable as the coldest ice. The two of us were like sisters. We did so much together. We learned together, explored the kingdom together. I can say with all certainty that we were the best of friends. And then the fairy tales happened. When Hildur killed the first human, she was corrupted. Her darkness swallowed her whole. I do not remember a time before Mother was corrupted, and so I cannot imagine the woman Parfait describes. I know the old Hildur would have wanted to show you the beauty in things, Princess. She would not want you to suffer. I'm sorry you became so embroiled in things. It was inevitable. If Delore hadn't cursed me, then I would still be in the palace, and I would be just as helpless as everyone else. So while I'm out here, I have the responsibility to help everyone. I touched the incomplete glass slipper on my necklace. I still haven't even done 3 good deeds. Don't look so sad. You will complete your 3rd good deed, and things will go back to normal. Of course, you still have friends here when you return. And come your 18th birthday, Delore and I will teach you everything about magic. Waltz is eager to help too. Oh, that's nice. But for now, our top priority is the plan. Rest easy, Princess. Things will work out. It's hard to believe that this problem could easily be solved, but I will try to believe. When Parfait leaves, I am left to my own thoughts. I hope everyone in the palace is okay, and that they can hold on until we come up with our plan, but I feel like we're already running out of time. Okay, it's no secret that Fritz is Varg. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I already pointed it out in the other routes, but like, I hope he doesn't die in this one. I really hope not. I really don't want a repeat of that shit. Days go by, and I find myself assisting Chevalier at times. Other times I remain the Martian to help conceptualize a plan. None of our plans have actually shown any promise yet, but with all our minds put together, we should be able to come up with something. A week later, I find myself standing outside of the clinic door, waiting for Chevalier. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, Princess. You can drop the title, you know. Lucette. But you are a princess in my eyes. Yes, but you do not need to address me by my title. Just my name is fine. Chevalier reaches out and takes my hand, then immediately pulls his hand back, eyes wide. I forgot it. Forgot what? The medicine that I need for Parfait. Give me a moment, Lucette. Chevalier plants a quick kiss on my forehead before running inside. I stare at the stars as I wait. Oh god, please don't tell me someone's gonna kidnap her. I turn, but I see no one walking around the plaza. I inch closer towards the door of the clinic as I take another look around. Boo. Oh shit, it's Fritz, oh shit. I suddenly see the silhouette of a man. He takes a few more steps towards me and then stops in front of me. I recognize him immediately. His appearance left quite an impression on the last time. Out at night by yourself? Certainly you know that wolves prowl these streets at night. What do you want? I take a step back, pressing myself against the door. I reach for the door handle, but the man reaches out and grabs my wrist, holding it to the door. I'd say my answer to that question is complicated, Princess. By the expression on your face, I must have hit the nail right on the head, eh? You are the princess. How do you know who I am? That is part of the mystery, isn't it? I attempt to wrestle my wrist out of his fingers. Come with me quietly and you won't get hurt. Shit, save. I mean, this is so different because if with Karma, he would want us to fight back, but I feel like with Chevalier, he doesn't want that. He doesn't want her to get hurt, to physically hurt someone, because that's his moral compass, like don't hurt anyone. So I'm gonna see if I can go quietly, if that will work. I stared at him resolutely, but my heart is sinking, and any hope I am holding on to is quickly sinking with it. There is nothing I can do in this situation. He could easily muffle my words and maybe even gag me. If I'm not careful, he might even kill me, and I cannot die here. Nothing? I thought you at least try resisting a little, but if you're not going to act first, then I will. The man opens a small vial right in front of my face. Something sweet wafts the air, and I'm suddenly feeling myself falling into darkness as I collapse. Did I do the right thing? Like, I don't even know what I did. I did the wrong thing. Let me go back. Okay, let me try screaming for help. I refuse to go anywhere with him. I open my mouth to scream, but before I can even breathe, the man's hand flies out my mouth. You're a disobedient one, aren't you? The struggle against his grasp. It does not take long for the grin to fall from his face. It is replaced with a look that lacks any amusement. I enjoy seeing you struggle, but I'm afraid we've been out here for far too long. I bang my shoulder against the door, and a resounding creak follows my attempt. Yeah! Okay, I was wrong, my bad. No more Mr. Nice Guy. The man opens a small vial. Okay, well, then we fall asleep. Yeah, there we go. Where am I? I glance around me. My room? I look around cautiously, checking to see if anything in my room is different. The last time I was here was before I was cursed. How is it that this room is still the same? Sleeping Beauty has awoken. I move to stand up before realizing that my legs are numb. Shame to see you so easily tamed, princess, and here I thought you would be fun. I glance up to look at the man, who is now standing right beside me. How do you know who I am? Are you a witch? A witch? Me? Huh! He bursts into laughter. I would rip the witches to shreds if I could. If he could, then... You are cursed? The man simply smirks at me, but says nothing in response. He brushes the words aside with a gesture of his hands. Are you working with Mythos? Probably. I glare at his vague answer. My name is Varg, and I have been assigned to be your personal knight. I already have a personal knight. Oh, you mean Fritz? I got rid of him. How does Lucette... I know it's supposed to be all a mystery and whatever until we get to his root, but how does she not know this is freaking Fritz? You know what I mean? No playing with the queen's daughter, Varg. Oh god. Mythos enters the room. Now he's standing in the doorway, eyeing both of us with a smile that is so oddly reminiscent of his usual one that makes me sick. Mythos. Princess, you look more and more like your mother every day. Why, the scowl on your face is almost perfect reflection. He's moved slowly in front of me. At the same time, Varg begins to take a slow and careful footstep to the edge of my room. What have you done with everyone? Inconsensually or consensually? What? Mytho clicks his tongue impatiently. Inconsensually or consensually, people? I narrow my eyes at him. I have no idea who he defines as inconsensual or consensual. Where are the king and the rest of the family? Where is Fritz? Were you the one who killed Sir Alcaster? Ah, inconsensually and consensually then. What the just say- Anyway, to start, your knight is gone, princess. I've replaced him with Varg here. And Alcaster, well, we have a common cause at that first. We both wanted the crown. Sir Alcaster was also betraying the king? But Alcaster was brutal. He wanted needless to kill the royal family and steal the crown for himself. At first I thought he was calm and calculating. But it turns out he was just power-hungry fool. Though, I did want to take the crown. I wanted to avoid bloodshed of certain important people. Mythos smiles at me. It is a look that makes my blood run cold. So, I disposed him of the rest of the knights. Oh, but don't worry, princess. I assure you that your family is resting in their rooms, just like you are resting in yours. What? Do not worry. You will see them shortly for dinner. I have my doubts about Mythos' story, but if what he said is true, then Sir Alcaster wanted to kill the royal family, and Mythos saved them. But then he has decimated the knights and took the royal family hostage. Why would he do such a thing? They're prisoners then. Prisoners in their own home? Nonsense! We're all just awaiting the queen's return together. The queen? Slowly I feel pieces begin to fit together. The queen. Can I be talking about Ophelia? Delora. Do you think the witches are capable of bringing back the dead? That's what I thought! When I first played this game, I legit thought that Lucette's mother was gonna come back to life, or she wasn't actually dead. I mean, that'd be really cool if it was different in this route, but I'm pretty sure he's talking about Lucette. Mother's dead. Is she really? Can bring mother back from the dead? We can, princess. What? We? The queen has been resting for a long time, waiting for you to gain your power so that you can help her escape her prison. You're not making any sense. I struggle to keep my words from faltering. How's mother alive? And what does that mean by prison? The Tenebrium is the queen's prison. It is linked to the queen's power. This is like, if you play Final Fantasy 15, maybe this is a spoiler, I shouldn't say that. This is related to Final Fantasy 15. If you know the story of Prince Noctis and the Tenebrium crystal, or the Lucius crystal, you know what I'm talking about. Though others presumed she was dead, the queen sealed up the last of her powers inside of the crystal. All she requires is your power, princess. Oh, she's like a fucking, oh man, Dragon Age. Mythal, putting pieces of, that's pretty cool if she can actually do, if she's actually alive, that's pretty cool. All she requires is your power, princess. My power? When you become the next bearer, you'll have the ability to release the queen from her prison. My birthday is in a week. That is what I am meant to take on the responsibility of becoming the bearer, though our friend Delora never went through the more details beyond that. You'll finally get to see your mother again, princess. I still cannot quite take in everything he had just said. However, if Mythos had approached me before the curse, I would have helped Mother in a heartbeat. That's true. But it was Mother who was the last Tenebrium bearer, and the one who brought darkness to Angielle. I once believed that Mother was the only person to ever love me. Now I know that I was wrong. That she shut me in from the world, what I should have known. But still, even now, I wish she was here. I take a deep breath, but I cannot afford to be selfish. I cannot put anyone else in danger. I will not help you. You don't have a choice, princess. I have set the stage for my queen's return. All that's left her is to free her from her cage. We will speak more of this at the dining table. Mythos leaves the room, leaving me briefly with Varg. Varg smiles beneath his mask, then brings his index finger to the temple of his head and loops it. He mouths the word crazy. You said that you would tear witches apart, so why do you serve Mythos? A good question. You're not going to answer me. How perceptive of you, princess. He smirks at me before following Mythos out the door. What a jackass. I am once again left by myself in the room. Everything Mythos just told me swirls in my mind. My mother, alive, and he killed everyone only to take the crown and keep it for her. A shudder runs through my body. She cannot return. I spend the next hours looking around my room for things that might aid my escape. I know where everyone else's rooms are too, but I have no idea how heavily guarded they are, and I doubt that I could help them. I must return to the Martian. I test the window, but it's locked, probably with magic. I search my shelves. The dolls that I used to comfort me can do nothing for me now. Last, I check my drawers. But though there are many things in them, there is nothing that looks like they can help me escape. As I am searching, I come across a box and pause to pick it up. What's that? I remember this. It was given to me by Mother, with strict instructions not to open it and always keep the key hidden. I search the drawer again for the key. The moment I begin to set the box down, I see a small golden key at the bottom of the drawer. I pick it up and open the box. When I stop, this is hardly a priority right now. I set the key down next to the box. I should be searching a way to escape. I turn to see Varg's smiling face at the door. You look like a criminal who's just been caught doing something naughty, says the criminal himself. Maybe we're meant to for each other. Well, I mean, you could if you knew his route. I narrow my eyes as he approaches. Behind his back, I can make out the door open. Don't even think about it. You don't want me to pounce you in the hallways, do you? That would be unpleasant. Varg grabs my wrist. I attempt to struggle free, but he holds it tight to me. I'll be your escort to the dinner tonight. I keep my head held high as Varg escorts me from my room. On my way to the dining hall, I glimpse at the rest of the palace. It is mostly empty, save for the few soldiers. The soldiers that do stand there have a glazed look in their eyes and look right through me. Puppets. A spell casted by Mythos. Varg does not answer me, but he pulls me through the hallway. Most likely they're controlling. Soon, I find myself in the dining hall. The guards usually standing by the walls are gone. Now there is only the royal family, and they seem to be unharmed. You? I can see recognition in the king's eyes. My heart flutters as he stands, or tries to. He manages to rise, but for only barely. I notice that his feet are firmly planted where they are. Everyone's body looks exceptionally stiff. Is this some sort of spell? You were the girl that was outside my palace months ago. Mythos, what is the meaning of this? I noticed that the king is not at the head of the table as usual. Everyone sits at the table sides except for Mythos, who's at the far end. Of course this jackass is gonna make himself head of the table! The king's seat, however, is clear. I simply brought back the crown princess. You should be thanking me, Gennaro. I have reunited you with your daughter. My daughter? The king raises an eyebrow, clearly skeptical. I can see it in his eyes that he loathes to trust anything Mythos says. The king slumps in his chair as Varg leads me to the seat just beside Rod. I notice Emmeline sitting just to Rod's side. She forces a smile onto her face, but I can see tears gathering in her eyes. Allow me to offer more informal introductions for our guests, even though you all know her. Her name is Lucette Riella Brighton, and she is the Crown Princess of Angielle. And your blood daughter, Gennaro. The king looks at me again, this time more uncertainty in his gaze. Prince Rod will tell you, won't he? Rod? Rod looks at me, his gaze quiet but expectant. I turn to the king and the rest of my stepfamily. I am indeed the crown princess. It's nice to meet you. Okay, this is kind of. It's nice to meet you. Is that really the right answer? That sounds really stupid to say. It's nice to meet you, because why not? There's no point in trying to convince the king of my birthright here and now. I will only confuse him even more, and now that's not the time or place. I glance at Mythos, who is smiling at me expectantly. Besides, Mythos must have been a reason for insisting on my birthright now. Most likely he just means to confuse the king even more. If that's the case, I will not play so much into a petty scheme. My name is Lucette. Thank you for your kindness that one time. Rod looks shocked. I scowl at him before turning to look at Mythos. Mythos' smile is twisted into a frown. I feel proud at seeing him caught off guard. That's right, bitch! Take that! Lucette, what are you doing here? Gennaro, she is undoubtedly your daughter. That is why she is here in the room that you have been taking care of. What? The king's eyes go wide and he looks for a loss for words. Princess, the king has been keeping your room clean and tidy for the sake of nostalgia, and he has no idea why. Magic works in interesting ways, doesn't it? I was wondering why my room was so unchanged, but it could be that the king remembers me somehow? I look up at him, but he has already glanced away from me. His expression is a complicated twist of confusion and helplessness. It seems that even the king does not fully understand. I turn to Mythos. It can work both good and bad ways. Ah yes, the Fairytale Curse is terrible, isn't it? I catch Varg's eye from the side of the room. He glances away from me and I follow his gaze to the corner of the room. I hadn't noticed them before, but now I see a cloaked figures hiding in the shadows. Witches. They must have been the ones holding everyone in place if they try to escape. But not all magic is terrible, like the magic we use to revive the queen. You're insane! Hildur is mad! You have no right to refer to her by her name! What a jackass! This guy is such a— oh my god. A sudden chill envelops the room. I can feel actual icicles on the table. I pull my hands away. Now, we are going to eat dinner, and we're going to enjoy it. And every day will just be like this until the queen's return. Rod glares across the table at Mythos. Why? Why would we not enjoy dinners together? That's not what I meant. Why go through this charade day after day? I stare across the table at Mythos glaring. I already told you before. I had to clear this place of traitors. Alcaster planned on stealing the crown and I stole it back. But because the time of the queen's revival is so close, I decided to keep the crown with me until I can return to its appropriate owner. Queen Hildur is the true owner of the crown. I thought it was best that we all wait out her arrival together. But know this, when my queen demands it, I will kill all of you. I will simply refuse to act without her orders. This time, guards come into the room with food. They set it before us and we are forced to eat beneath Mythos' watchful gaze. Though I try to spot an opening in the dining hall, I can find no way out. This really is a prison. 2 days pass. I have been searching for ways in out and trying to ease answers out of Varg and Mythos. Neither of them are forthcoming. Both enjoy speaking in riddles. Varg especially is an enigma. Whenever I try to speak to him about Fritz, he smirks at me and remains silent. Because he is Fritz. Girl, you gotta use your head. What, not going to try to ask me any questions tonight? I'm not going to get any answers from Varg. It is almost my birthday. I need to find a way out of here. I'm disappointed. You're the only fun I have in here, princess. Maybe if I'm quiet, he'll leave me alone. If you're just gonna be quiet and sulk, I guess I should be going. Remember, don't try anything funny. There are knights just outside your door. Varg bows mockingly. He leans down and pats me on the head before he turns and leaves. Cannot give up. I once again begin to search through my room. Time is running out. There's nothing I can do besides search for a way out. But I know that if I leave my room, the knights will catch me immediately. If I had a weapon, there might be a chance. I put my fingers on my neck and remember what Chevalier told me about it. Sleep. What? The sound comes from outside the door. It's a woman's voice. The door suddenly opens. Chevalier and Delora are both in my room. Whoa! Okay, I was about to say, Princess! I'm startled to see Chevalier standing before me, his eyebrows drawn over his eyes with a great worry, and beside him stands Delora with her arms crossed. Well, aren't you the sight for sore eyes? We're here to stage a daring rescue! I rush to Chevalier and wrap my arms around him. He puts a hand on my back and smiles down at me. We're going to get you out of here, Princess. How did you both get in here? With the power of magic. Dramatic, even at times like this. The two exchange a look before looking at me seriously. Parfait, Waltz, the Knights, and Karma are all here. We thought we'd be fighting witches, though we weren't expecting the Knights. No matter what we said, we couldn't get through to them. They're under a spell. Mythros. He wanted to release Mother. Both of them look at me with confusion. What? Mother is still alive, just inside the tenebrium. Mythos wants to bring her back. That's impossible. The Queen is still alive? Chevalier looks worried, while Delora's expression is more rigid and resolute. Cannot let that happen. I don't know how the Queen would be alive in the first place, but... well, we'll worry about that later. We have time later to discuss specifics about everything, but right now we need to get out of here. Right, everyone is keeping guards and witches busy for you, Princess. I'll distract Mythos. Chevalier, I'm counting on you to get the princess to safety. That's why I'm here. Princess, can you guide me through the palace? Cannot just leave everyone here. Don't worry, Garland is seen to save your family. No, I just cannot leave everyone in the Martian here to do things for me. Lucette, we cannot afford to lose you. I told you I would do anything to protect you, and I will. The sooner you're safe, the sooner we'll have the advantage. You are the legitimate heir to the throne and the next Tenebrium bearer. You cannot let yourself remain in Mythos' hands. The situation is indeed most dire, so for now we must hurry. I nod my head feebly. Without another word, the three of us head down to the door. Delora exits first and stops immediately. I almost run into her. I glance through the doorway to see Varg waiting just outside, holding a blade across Delora's neck. Ooh! Ooh! Shit! Varg slides away, holding out his sword. His usual smirk is half-hearted at best. Get out of our way. You're awfully demanding, aren't you? Pretty, please? No can do, my lady. Shame. Looks like I have to destroy that pretty mask of yours, along with everything else underneath. Oh shit. Delora holds up her hand and summons a wall of electric orbs. With a flick of her wrist, she sends them rushing towards Varg, who dodges them with surprising speed. Varg's movement appears sluggish, but I can see his fast reflexes. He's playing with Delora, even though I do not think he has the advantage. He drops the sword. For a few moments, I feel Delora has the advantage. Then suddenly, he raises the cane he usually holds to his side and taps it on the ground. A burst of smoke escapes to the bottom of it, surrounding the room. Enchanted cane? You're not the only one with tricks up your sleeves. Delora! Chevalier, get her out of here! Let's go, Princess. Chevalier takes my hand and he begins to lead me away. Oh no, what about Delora and Fritz? Oh god. I turn to glance back at Delora and Varg and realize that while Delora is completely on the offensive, Varg does nothing but dodge. It's as if he's trying to buy us time for something. I banish my thoughts from my head as Chevalier pulls me down the hall. How rude! Haven't you heard of chivalry? Damn it, Karma! I spot Karma, still in a dress, holding a sword out at the man in front of him. When Karma dodges back and grunts his back, come to the wall. I suppose chivalry is dead then. He steps off to the side and the possessed knight attacks him with his blade. The sword catches his dress, but he does not hinder from stepping forward and aiming a jab with the sword beneath the knight's armor. The knight kneels, but the sword does not fall from his hand. Karma looks at us sharply. What are you doing just standing there? Move! It takes me a moment to realize that I was just frozen. So too was Chevalier. His face is pale as he grabs my hand again and once again starts rushing down the other end of the hall. Okay, guys, I know this really sucks, but I gotta really end the episode right here. So, now this is official. I can officially say the next episode will be the final episode. I legit thought it was this one, but this is interesting. I like how different this is. I legit didn't think they were gonna pull the story of we'll bring Hildur back. I legit thought they were gonna say that for maybe Waltz. Maybe they did. Well, I don't really know, but I think it's interesting because I always thought the first time I played this game that she's not really dead. Like she's either hiding somewhere, or they could just bring her back to life. So I think this is really cool that they changed the story of the mother for every single route. You know what I mean? I think that's really interesting and very unique. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video of Cinderella Phenomenon, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to join the companions. And if you'd like to help support the channel on Patreon, there's a link in the description. Get early access to videos for Patreon only, the Discord server to come talk to me, and a bunch of other stuff. Or if you want to check out the links to help support the channel, I'd really appreciate it, like my store, for instance. That would really help out a lot. I guess I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye! She lowered her hands onto his stomach and let her hands glide over his well-toned abdomen. What the fuck am I writing? Oh my... Alright, I'm okay. He kisses my stomach while his fingers tease the edges of my...